Hello and welcome back to our podcast. I'm your host, Brandon,
I'm your co-host, Taylor.
and this is
New Country, Same Us.
This podcast is brought to you by Soft Landing by Elsewhere Co., a company that we created to help those who are looking to move abroad or start their new venture back home. We will be the ones to help guide you to your soft landing. Now, this is the podcast where we explore a new country each week with a mix of fun facts, family banter, world news, and games. Like I said earlier, I'm your host, Brandon, and today we will be highlighting Thailand, the land of smiles in Southeast Asia. We'll start with some fast, memorable facts about Thailand that you can share at dinner. Later, my 4-year-old son, Zavier, will join us for Kids Corner, a segment where he shares some fun trivia facts for kids. Then, my wife Taylor and I will break down current events, covering global headlines and U.S. news, and try to end on a positive note. Finally, we'll wrap up with a game that you can play along with at home. So pack your curiosity and let's dive into Thailand. So, Thailand at a glance. Thailand is located in Southeast Asia, roughly the size of France or Spain. It's bordered by Myanmar to the west, Laos to the north and east, Cambodia to the southeast, and Malaysia to the south. High mountains in the north and west, with the highest peak, Doi Inthanon, at 2,565 meters. A vast, fertile central plain around the Chao Phraya River Basin, often called the Rice Bowl of Thailand, and an upland plateau, or the Korat Plateau, in the northeast. And I want to say in advance, I apologize for any mispronunciations. This is obviously going to be in Thai, which is something that I am not well-versed in. So if you are well-versed in Thai and you want to put in our comments the best way to pronounce these, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's continue on. So the country's long southern region stretches down the Malay Peninsula with tropical beaches and hundreds of islands along the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand. So in short, Thailand's landscapes range from misty mountains of jungles to the emerald rice paddies and postcard-perfect islands. Now, Thailand is home to about 70 million people. The population is overwhelmingly ethnic Thai, roughly about 97%, with minorities of Chinese, Malay, Khmer, and others. Now, the official language is Thai, a tonal language with its own unique script. English is a second language for many educated Thais, especially in cities. Thailand's nickname is the Land of Smiles because Thai people are renowned for their friendliness and warm smiles. Culturally, there is an emphasis on respect, lightness, and hospitality. You'll often see people greet each other with a "why" or a slight bow, with both palms pressed together. Family and community are central to Thai society. Now, when it comes to religion, about 90 to 95% of Thais are Buddhists, specifically Theravada Buddhist. Buddhism's influence is visible everywhere, from the thousands of ornate temples, where there's about 35,000 temples across the country, to the orange-robed monks that you might see collecting alms at dawn. The rest of the population is mostly Muslim, around 5% concentrated in the southern provinces, with small Christian and Hindu minorities. Religion is deeply woven into daily life. Many Thais keep spirit houses at home and observe Buddhist festivals and rituals throughout the year. Now, the capital city is Bangkok, known in Thai as Krug Thep. It's a bustling modern metropolis, famous for its golden temples, skyscrapers, street food, and traffic jams. Fun fact, Bangkok's ceremonial full name is actually the longest city name in the world, at 168 letters. Now, don't worry, we won't make you pronounce the full 168 letters. Now, Bangkok is consistently ranked as one of the world's most visited cities, attracting tourists with its vibrant nightlife, cultural sites, and shopping. In 2019, before the pandemic, 40 million international tourists visited Thailand, a huge number reflecting its global popularity. One unique thing about Thailand is it's the only country in Southeast Asia that has never been colonized by a European power. In fact, the name Thailand means land of the free. Thai, Prathet Thai, can be translated as free land. Now, until 1939, the country was officially called Siam. Yes, like the Siamese cats in Disney's Lady and the Tramp, which actually originate from Thailand. Thailand maintained its independence through skillful diplomacy, serving as a buffer between French and British colonies. Internally, Thailand transitioned from an absolute monarchy to a constitutional monarchy in 1932. It has seen periods of military rule and several coups in the decades since, but has held regular elections in recent years. Now, when we look at the government and politics, today, Thailand is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary government. The monarchy is highly revered. The current king is King Maha Vajiralongkorn. I'm apologizing if I mispronounced that, also known as Rama X, who ascended to the throne in 2016 after the 70-year reign of his father, the beloved king Bhumibol Adulyadej. Again, apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. Thailand's head of government is the Prime Minister as of 2023. Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin leads the government. He officially took office after the last elections in 2023, which saw an opposition pro-democracy coalition win the most seats, but ultimately a compromise government was formed. Politics in Thailand can be turbulent, with a history of coups where the military last seized power in 2014 and ruled until the elections in 2019, and ongoing debates about the role of the monarchy and military. However, everyday political life also involves coalition building and a dynamic civil society. Notably, lèse majesté laws prohibit criticizing the royal family, reflecting the deep respect and legal protections afforded to the monarch. Now, looking at the topography and nature, Thailand's natural beauty is legendary. In the north, you have forested mountains and hill tribe villages. In the central plains, endless green rice fields and rivers. In the northeast, also known as Isan, a more arid plateau with rich agricultural tradition. And in the south, lush rainforests and tropical coastlines. The country has dozens of national parks protecting wildlife like elephants, tigers, gibbons, and hornbills, with the Thai elephant being the national animal. You'll see elephant motifs everywhere, and March 13th is even celebrated as National Elephant. Sadly, wild elephant numbers have dropped to a few thousands today from over 100,000 a century ago, but conservation efforts are ongoing. Thailand's national flower is the Ratchafurik, or the golden shower tree, a beautiful golden yellow flowering tree, often seen in the hot season. And Thailand's national anthem is Flag Chat Thai. Interestingly, it was adopted in 1939 when the country renamed to Thailand, and it's played on loudspeakers every day at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. in public places, where everyone stops and stands in respect. It's quite a sight to see a busy train station come to a standstill for the anthem. Now, looking into culture and customs, Thailand is a country rich in culture, with traditions and pop culture that have spread worldwide. Let's start with the food. Thai cuisine is famous for its balance of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy flavors. Think of a steaming bowl of tom yum soup or papaya salad that knocks your socks off with chili and lime. I know, I love them. The national dish of Thailand is often said to be pad thai, stir-fried rice noodles with tamarind sauce, eggs, tofu, shrimp, or chicken, plus peanuts and lime. I know that that's one of my favorite dishes, period, so I can see why they've made it their national dish. Pad Thai has become popular during the 1930s and 40s as a part of a nationalism campaign, and it's stuck. Now you can find it on nearly every street corner in Bangkok and in Thai restaurants across the globe. Other iconic dishes include green curry, masaman curry, which is a famous, once called the world's most delicious dish, som tam, spicy green papaya salad, and mango sticky rice, which, for those of you who know me, I'm allergic to mango, so I don't have a chance to try that. Street food is a way of life. You can grab grilled satay skewers, noodle soups, or a fried insect snack, if you're brave, from street vendors at midnight. Don't forget Thai iced tea or fresh coconut water to wash down the spice. If you visit, be ready to eat well. Thai food is affordable, flavorful, and diverse, varying by region. For example, Northeast Isan food is spicier and uses glutinous rice, while Southern Thai food features richer coconut milk curries. So let's dive into some of the etiquettes in Thailand. As a predominantly Buddhist country, many Thai customs derive from Buddhist values like showing respect, self-control, and mindfulness. You'll remove your shoes when entering temples and often homes as a sign of respect. Dress modestly at religious sites, so you want to make sure that your knees and shoulders are covered. You might see locals gently press their palms together in the Y greeting, and this is how Thais politely say hello or thank you, with the younger or lower status person typically wise first to the elder. You'll also see, with respect being so deeply tied into the country's values, that's why you'll often see people stop and show their respect during the national anthem. And the same goes for the monarchy, as we previously stated, where it's not only taboo, but illegal to criticize the king. So you always have to be polite when referring to him. You'll notice portraits of the king and royal family displayed in many businesses and public places. So remember to be mindful. Now we can get into the fun parts of the festivals. Thailand knows how to celebrate. One of the most famous festivals is Songkran, the traditional Thai New Year in mid-April. Songkran has become the world's largest water fight. Literally, for 3 days or more, people take to the streets with their water guns, hoses, and buckets, joyfully drenching each other with water. It's a symbolic cleansing to wash away the old year, and given April is the hottest month, it's a brilliant way to cool off. Another beautiful festival is Loi Krathong and the related Yi Peng in the north, usually in November. People float small decorative baskets with candles on rivers, and in some places release thousands of glowing lanterns into the night sky. It's a stunning sight and a time to pay respects to the water goddess. There are also regional festivals like the Monkey Buffet Festival in Lopburi, where locals set up an actual feast for monkeys. Yes, trays of fruits and desserts for thousands of macaque monkeys that live around the town's Khmer temple ruins. It's their way of thanking the monkeys, and it's a great opportunity for you to get some great pictures. Now, Thai culture also places importance on the Makabucha and Vishkabucha Buddhist holy days. The king's birthday, observed as Father's Day, the Queen Mother's Day, also observed as Mother's Day, and more, all marked by ceremonies and public holidays. And now looking into arts and entertainment, traditional Thai arts include classical dance with elegant costumes and hand movements, as well as Muay Thai martial arts. And we'll talk a little bit more about Muay Thai in just a minute. It also includes Thai music and TV dramas, which are popular across Asia. And yes, Thai cinema gave the world the cult martial arts film Ong Bak and the spooky Shudder. Now, if you're into pop culture, Thailand has a thriving Thai pop music scene and is also famous for its tolerance and vibrant LGBTQ community, with Bangkok having a lively nightlife and being known as the LGBTQ capital in Asia. Now, when it comes to national sports fans take note. Muay Thai, which we talked about earlier, also known as Thai boxing, is Thailand's national sport and cultural martial art. It's dubbed the art of 8 limbs because the fighter uses fists, elbows, knees, and shins. Muay Thai isn't just a sport. It's a part of Thai heritage with roots in military training centuries ago. If you really want an unforgettable experience, visit Bangkok, where you can catch a Muay Thai fight in one of their major stadiums, complete with the traditional Y Crew pre-fight dance rituals and live music. Other popular sports include soccer, or as they call it, football, and sepak takraw, an amazing sport like volleyball played with the feet and a rattan ball. But honestly, nothing beats Muay Thai for national pride. Even the king is an avid fan of the sport. Now, here's a quick few do's and don'ts. Now, don't touch someone's head. The head is considered to be sacred or high. Don't point with your feet or show the soles of your feet to people or Buddha images. The feet are considered the lowest or dirtiest part of the body. Always remove shoes when entering a Thai home or even some shops. And you might hear the phrase, "Mai pen rai." It means never mind or it's okay, reflecting the Thai easygoing attitude. Lastly, smile. Thais smile a lot to show happiness, politeness, or even soften an awkward situation. Hence the nickname Land of Smiles. Now let's highlight a few national symbols of Thailand and fascinating facts. Now, as we mentioned before, elephants are the national animal. Elephants have a special place in Thai history and culture. They were used in warfare and logging in the past. And white elephants were symbols of royal power. The old Siamese flag even had a white elephant on it. Today, you'll find elephant imagery in art, temple carvings, and logos. And as we previously stated, Thailand even dedicated March 13th as National Elephant Day to celebrate and promote elephant conservation. If you visit, you can meet elephants ethically at sanctuaries. So please avoid any that offer rides or shows, as treatment can be questionable. Elephants symbolize strength, loyalty, and longevity in the Thai culture. So please avoid any that offer rides or shows, as treatment of those elephants can be questionable. Now remember, in the country, elephants symbolize strength, loyal, and longevity to the Thai culture. Now, when you see the Thai flag, you'll see that Thailand's flag is 5 horizontal stripes of red, white, blue, white, red. It's notable that it's symmetrical. It looks the same upside down. This was by design. In 1917, King Vijayaravad, or Rama VI, created a new flag that could never be flown upside down by mistake. The colors red, white, blue also showed solidarity with the Allies in World War I. The Thai flag is called the Tong Thai Rong, or the tricolored flag. You'll see it proudly displayed everywhere, often alongside the royal flag, which is yellow. As mentioned earlier, the Thai national anthem, the Phleng Chat Thai, was adopted in 1939 when Siam became Thailand. It's a lively, patriotic song about the Thai people's unity and love for freedom. And like I said earlier, every day at 8 and 6 p.m., it's played in public areas, and people stop and stand as a sign of respect. Also, in Thai cinemas, the royal anthem, a different song honoring the king, is played before movies. Everyone stands for that as well. These traditions might surprise foreigners, but they illustrate the importance of nation and monarchy in Thai life. Now, a little bit more in terms of the odds and ends that you'll see in Thailand. The Thai motto isn't officially fixed, but many Thais might say Chat, Sansana, Phra Mahakasat, or nation, religion, king, as the guiding pillars of Thai identity. Thailand also has national identities like the Sala Thai, or the traditional Thai pavilion architecture, as a national symbol. And of course, silk, thanks to Jim Thompson's legacy, and to Thai massage, or Nuad Thai, which is also included in UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage, are internationally famous contributions of Thai culture. And one last fun fact, since Thailand has never been colonized, it has its own unique calendar and year numbering. The Buddhist era year is 543 years ahead of the Gregorian year calendar. For example, 2025 AD is 2568 BE in Thailand. So don't be shocked if you see a Thai newspaper with a date that looks like 2568. They haven't time traveled, it's just a different calendar system in use. All right, so now let's get into if you're looking to move, visa and immigrations for Americans moving to Thailand. If all of these Thailand facts are giving you a wanderlust, you might be wondering, how can I move there? So let's talk briefly about the different visa types and immigration options for U.S. citizens. So first, let's start with the good news. Americans can visit Thailand short-term without a visa under the Visa Exemption Program. U.S. passport holders can enter Thailand visa-free for up to 60 days for tourism. It was traditionally 30 days, but Thailand extended it to 45 and then 60 as a stimulus measure. Always double-check current rules as they change. This means for a typical vacation 2 weeks and 1 month, you don't need to pre-apply for visas. You'll get a stamp on arrival. If you want to stay longer as a tourist, you can extend a 60-day entry by 30 days at Thai immigration offices for a fee, of course. Or you can apply for a 60-day tourist visa in advance from a Thai embassy or consulate, which can also be extended 30 days. So effectively, tourists can enjoy up to 90 days in Thailand relatively easy. Just ensure your passport is valid 6 or more months beyond entry and you have a return ticket. Now, if you're looking to move to Thailand or stay long-term, there are several visa pathways. Thailand is very popular with retirees. So for that, there are two main retirement visas for foreigners over 50. There's the non-immigrant OA, or the one-year visa, and the non-immigrant OX, a longer-term 5 to 10-year visa. These require meeting a financial criteria, however. For example, the one-year OA visa typically require either a Thai bank account with at least 800,000 THB, roughly 22K, or proof of a monthly pension income of 65,000 THB, or roughly $1,800. The OX, often called the 10-year retirement visa, though it is issued as a 5 plus 5 years visa, often requires higher finances. For example, you'll need about 3 million THB in investments or a bank account. Retirees also need to have health insurance coverage in place now. So, if you meet the minimum requirements, these visas will let you live in Thailand long-term quite comfortably, just with yearly check-ins or extensions. Thousands of American retirees do this, enjoying Thailand's affordable cost of living and warm climate. Now, let's say that you're not ready to retire, but you can also get a work visa or the non-immigrant B. To legally work in Thailand, like to get a job with a Thai company, or if you're being transferred there, you'll need the non-immigrant B visa and a work permit. Typically, your employer sponsors this. Americans teaching English, for instance, often go this route. The process involves getting a visa from a Thai consulate and then securing a work permit in Thailand. Keep in mind, working without a permit is illegal, so you need to do this if you plan to earn money locally. Now, if you happen to marry a Thai citizen, you can get the non-immigrant O visa based on marriage, which can be extended annually. You will need to show proof of marriage and some financial stability, although this tends to be less than the retirement visa amounts. Similarly, there are visas to stay with Thai family if you have Thai dependents. Next up, let's discuss the education visa. Many folks, young and old, use the ED visa to stay in Thailand by enrolling in courses, be it studying Thai language, Muay Thai boxing courses, or even cooking schools. An ED visa, or a non-immigrant ED, can allow a stay for the duration of the course and is extendable. It's a legit way some digital nomads have used to base in Thailand while learning the language or a skill. Now, let's say you're looking to live there long term. In 2022, Thailand introduced a new long-term resident visa. Despite the name, it's not exactly permanent residency, but a 10-year visa with perks. It's aimed at high-potential foreigners. Categories include wealthy individuals, pensioner retirees, work-from-home Thailand professionals or digital nomads who are employed abroad, and highly skilled professionals. For example, remote workers earning over $80,000 a year or retirees with healthy pensions or investments can qualify. The LTR visa is valid for 10 years with extensions available and comes with work authorization if needed. It's Thailand's bid to attract talent and investment. So if you're a US citizen with solid income or assets and want to base in Thailand long-term, this is worth looking into. Another recent program is the Destination Thailand Visa, or DTV. Essentially, it's a 5-year visa for remote workers or self-employed folks. It's a subset of the LTR initiative. The idea is to accommodate digital nomads, freelancers, or professionals who want to live in Thailand while working remotely. It still has requirements such as proof of income, health insurance, among others, but it is a welcome development since previously many digital nomads in Thailand had to do border runs or use education visas. The DTV can also cover spouses and kids for 5 years. Then there's the Thai Elite Visa. If you have money to spare and want a hassle-free long stay, Thailand offers the Elite Visa program. Essentially, a paid membership club that grants long-term visa. For example, one package is 5 years multiple entry for 600,000 to 900,000 THB, or around 17 to 25,000. Higher tiers offer 10, 15, or even 20-year visas at higher prices, up to 2.5 million THB for 15 to 20 years. Elite visas come with VIP perks like airport services, concierge, and golf and spa discounts. It doesn't require any particular age or job, just the cash. It's popular among entrepreneurs and those who want to skip the paperwork of other visas. Essentially, you're paying for convenience and residency privilege. For Americans who can afford $20,000, the Thai Elite Visa is a straightforward option to live in Thailand for years without the usual immigration renewals. Now, Thailand does allow permanent residency, but the quotas are small, about 100 permanent residency visas per country per year, and the process is complex. You must have stayed in Thailand on non-immigrant visas for at least 3 years and meet other criteria. Thai citizenship is even harder. It requires long-term residence, knowledge of the Thai language, and you must renounce your previous citizenship, as Thailand does not formally allow dual citizenship in most cases. So, most expats in Thailand remain on long-term visas rather than seeking citizenship. And that's perfectly fine given the renewable visa options. In general, Thailand is quite welcoming to foreign retirees, tourists, and professionals who meet visa rules. It's a country that values tourism and investment. However, rules do get stricter from time to time. For instance, enforcement of showing proof of onward travel or funds at entry, or crackdowns on people misusing tourist visas for work. Always get the latest information from the Thai embassy or an official source before planning a move. And remember, to legally work or earn income in Thailand, you must have a proper work permit. The visa alone, except the LTR with work rights or elite visa for remote work, is not enough. So in summary, if you're a US citizen dreaming of living in Thailand, you can retire there if you're over 50. You can teach English or work for a company for a work visa. You can enroll in school, invest in the elite visa, or go for a new long-term digital nomad visa. There are many paths to your Thai paradise depending on your life stage and resources. But remember, visa info can change, so always double-check current requirements. What we've given you today is accurate as of right now. All right, so with all of that being said, now it's time for Kids Corner with Zavier.
Hi, I'm Zavier. This is Kids Corner. This week, we're talking about Thailand. In Thai, to say hello, they say Sawadi. To say goodbye, they say Lagad. To say thank you, they say Kop Ku. Did you know the world's smallest animal lives in Thailand? It's called the bumblebee bat. It's only as heavy as 2 Skittles and it is tiny enough to fit on your fingertips. How cute! The world's biggest fish swims in Thai waters. The oceans are home to the whale sharks. They can get as big as a school bus and are gentle giants that eat plankton. Thailand has boats that are like floating shops. In some places, people do the shopping at floating markets that are kind of like grocery stores on a river. You can buy snacks almost any time of the day. They have a lot of little shops and street stands that open late at night. You can find ice cream, noodles, and drinks even when it's dark. And this was Kids Corner with Zavier. Catch you next time!
Thank you so much, Zavier, for that. I always learn so much from you, and you always do such a good job. All right, guys. Next up, we have our current event segment where we'll cover current topics with my co-host, Taylor. And welcome back to our current event segment. And this time, Taylor is joining me again. Hi, Taylor. How are you?
Hi, Brandon. Good to be here.
Great. So we're going to dive into some global stories, some stories focused a little bit on the U.S., and we'll go into some lighter pieces so that we can end on a positive note, okay? How does that sound? Okay, so our first global story, we covered it last week, is the Gaza ceasefire. It's being strained by ongoing violence. Now, a fragile ceasefire in Gaza is under threat as violations continue. An Israeli drone strike on November 10th killed at least 2 people, including a child, despite a truce in effect since last month. Hamas reports that Israeli attacks have killed 271 people, over 90% of which are civilians, and wounded hundreds more since the ceasefire began. Critical humanitarian aid is still being heavily restricted as well. Only about 200 to 270 aid trucks are entering Gaza each day, far below the 500 to 600 that is needed to sustain life. Now, this leaves many Palestinians without enough food, medicine, or clean water. This ongoing crisis means daily life remains perilous for Gazan families, even during the supposed truce. Now, I can't say, with this headline, this idea that I'm surprised. This has been kind of the status quo for the last couple years, and more so the last few months.
Yeah, I will say that it definitely is upsetting to have it where a ceasefire was supposedly reached, but to have it where Israel is still facilitating harm to people, even just by the attacks or just holding out aid. Palestinians really do need a break.
Yeah, I think that, it's something that it still needs its eyes on it. There are so many atrocities being committed right now, not only in Palestine, but a few other nations as well. And I think that it's important for us to not let this become normal. It's something that we need to keep our eyes on, and we need to keep speaking up about it. And I think that it's important for, as many eyes as possible to be on this. So if you see something, share. I know right now a lot of people are feeling the strain of inflation, and right now with everything that's going on in the US, it's hard to be able to donate. But I think, at the very least, share the information, keep your eyes on it, and put pressure on those in charge as much as you can.
Absolutely. We don't want this just to be swept under the rug where they feel like that what's happening is okay, because this should never happen. There should not be this many citizens that are caught up in a war that they did not ask for.
Yeah. Women, children, civilians, or just normal people that are suffering. And you wouldn't want that for you or your family. So don't turn a blind eye to it, because you never know when it's going to be you next. Some more unfortunate news. There was a deadly super typhoon that hit the Philippines. It was one of the year's most powerful storms. It was named Super Typhoon Fenghuang, and it slammed into the Philippines' Luzon Islands on Sunday. Authorities evacuated over 1 million people before landfall, which likely saved many lives. But the typhoon brought ferocious winds and heavy rains, causing mudslides and damage to several provinces. At least 4 people were killed, including 2 children, in the mudslide as of Monday. But officials believe the toll was minimized by the massive evacuation efforts. While major destruction was limited, the storm's impact, power outages, isolated towns, and sleepless nights for families in shelters shows how vulnerable communities are to extreme weather. The back-to-back hit of 2 typhoons in a week, the previous storm killed over 200 people, also highlights the real-life effects of climate change, which scientists say is fueling more intense cyclones. I mean, it's a devastating thing, but we see these storms are becoming more commonplace. As it's because there's warmer waters in this time of year, and warmer waters allow for a breeding of these storms to get bigger and crazier.
Yeah, so temperatures are going up, so it's not so much of things happening overnight. We're seeing that over time, weather patterns are starting to change, and we're seeing the effects of people not taking this seriously.
And I think that's the thing where I think people kind of faltered. The idea of climate change being, oh, well, it's just getting warmer. Why are my winters so cold? No, it's in the name, climate change, right? It's not global warming anymore. They had to change the name because everybody saw global warming. Oh, well, I'm not hot, right? It's so cold in the winters. But it's climate change. Your climate is changing. You're going to have more extremes. You're going to see harsher winters, and longer summers. And I know that that's true for a majority of the world.
Yeah.
And so you're going to see longer fire seasons in places like California and Australia. You're going to see more extreme hurricanes, cyclones, typhoons globally. And it's not too late to try to make some real changes. And it's really sad seeing, like the US pulled out of the Paris Accord, which is an agreement in layman's terms that says we're going to reduce our carbon footprint and our footprint as a nation to help meet global standards of emissions and other climate efforts. And so most of the world is still involved in trying to make this, and it's sad to see that the US is loosening those same restrictions.
Yeah, and we do know that all of this would be able actually works better when the nations actually work together.
Mhm.
It's very sad to see the previous that the previous administrations were all on board with lowering the carbon footprint and really taking a stand into trying to help reverse this. And now the current administration really is just...
it's a focus on money, right? And that's the thing. I know that a lot of people are really, trepidatious when it comes to AI. And rightfully so. It takes a lot of fresh water and processing power to be able to run these AI systems, and they're becoming more and more integrated into everyday society, which it's completely fair to say, to limit your use. However, I think that it's similar propaganda to the recycling programs that have put into place, that individuals can make a difference by recycling their bottles and cans and, trying to take things out of the cycle, when ultimately it's the companies that are using disposable, non-reusable packaging, and they put the fault in your hands when your impact is relatively low, when these companies can make huge impacts. So I think that we need to focus on some type of global legislation on how to, restrict and govern this new technology, because it has major impacts. And, I know a lot of people are worried about the job losses that may come. I think that, when it comes down to it, so many companies have already adopted these different technologies that it's inevitable that we're going to see these job losses. So I think that it's important for people to understand AI, understand how it's used, understand what data is being fed into the model, and how to yourself utilize this technology in your day-to-day life, because it's not going to go anywhere.
It definitely isn't. It's everywhere, and there does need to be regulations. It cannot be the Wild Wild West where you can just make pictures of anyone's face and making it where you no longer need people to do what the creative side of it. But I do think that AI and the increases in technology as well are ultimately going to be able to help us. And when people are on board to actually learn this, then it's something that it can be adopted into people's lives a lot quicker.
Yeah, and I think that, the adoption is going to happen either way. As much as we want to resist, it's much like the Industrial Revolution. The artisan, the craftsman, all of those things started to go away. And, it's not always for the better. And we understand that, But at this point, with the industrial complex that exists, there isn't a choice for the modern people. So we need to band together and take it into our own hands. So that was a big tangent from the cyclone. So
From the Philippines.
yes. All right. So on to our next story. So in global health news, Canada has lost its measles elimination status after nearly 30 years due to an inability to contain a year-long outbreak. This development means the entire Americas region, which has declared measles eliminated in the past, has now lost that status. Public health experts are alarmed because measles, a highly contagious disease, can swiftly spread among unvaccinated groups. The resurgence in a developed country underscores the importance of vaccination and could have daily life impacts, such as renewed vaccination campaigns and travel-related precautions. It's a reminder that lapses in routine immunizations can lead to the return of diseases that were once under control, putting infants and other vulnerable people at risk. I mean, this is devastating news. I think that people often take for granted what vaccines have done for us. I mean, if you look back as short as 100 years ago, people were having tons of kids, not because they wanted to, but because hopefully, of their 10 kids, 2 or 3 of them will survive.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy that we've gotten to a point where we're more advanced in technology. We understand the body more and are making these big leaps that we're also able to go backwards because people are afraid of what the science actually is. A lot of people don't understand the science behind vaccines and are prone to the scare tactics because of the chemical makeup that they themselves don't do enough research in. And I fully get wanting to do what's best for your family and feeling like not understanding something means that it's best to not do it because you don't know what the implications can be. But we do need to understand and remember that back, like you were saying, back when these vaccines were not here, that people just died. There was a lot of infant death, a lot of people having different complications due to these diseases.
Yeah, I think if you look back to, say, polio, which is one that I think you're referring to, it caused, crippling effects into people. It caused bone losses. I mean, that's where people had to use the iron lung. I mean, it's something that we were close to eradicating globally, and now we're starting to see the rise of it again. When it comes down to it, I've heard the argument that vaccinations lead to autism. I think that we need to stop this narrative that autism is some sort of monster disease. It is a different functioning of the brain. And at the end of the day, I would much rather my child be autistic than dead. And it needs to be said that way because the risk of you not vaccinating is death. And if for you, that is enough of a reason you think that, you'd rather have your kid die than be autistic, I think you need to look more into your moral compass. And when it comes down to it, anything, absolutely anything can sound. This entire world is made up of chemicals. For example, dihydrogen monoxide causes severe burns many times a year. When overconsumed, can cause death. It's something that in its vapor form, it can be deadly if inhaled. That's something, God, I don't want this in my house. Well, you need it. Dihydrogen monoxide is the chemical name for water. I think that it's very important to try to get away from names that you don't understand and look more so as to what the combination of those chemicals is doing. And if you're truly worried about the effects of a vaccination, there are tons and tons of research articles that are produced for the vaccination that you can look into the results for yourself. Don't rely on people who stand to benefit from misinforming you to be your North Star. If it's something where you're worried about your kid's health and well-being, I understand. I know that I was terrified in the first 3 years of my son's life, of him just surviving. The amount of things that can take out a child is crazy. Don't let something so simple and proven science be the reason your child dies. And more so, we rely on herd immunity to keep those who can't get vaccinated safe.
No, absolutely. That is something that people have to remember. Vaccines are one for the child and for you, but it's also for everyone else. If you have a 5-6-year-old who is starting school and a sibling who is an infant who hasn't been able to get their vaccines yet, or someone who has had cancer and is going through chemotherapy, someone who is immunocompromised, who is not able to get vaccinated, that is not an excuse, and it should not be an excuse for them to be able to get these diseases that at this point really should be eradicated. We have the technology, we have the funding, we have the know-how as to understanding what is happening.
And I know a lot of the vitriol for these came up during COVID as well. And really, you have to understand, these mRNA vaccines are a big boogeyman. Let me give you a quick rundown on what happens inside of your body. mRNA means messenger RNA, right? So it's something inside of your cell that reads the code and creates proteins as it reads it, right? So these vaccinations basically create the replica of the outer part of the shell of the virus. So it basically makes, like with COVID specifically, it makes the little spikes that you see on COVID, right? It doesn't make the COVID virus, it makes the spikes, right? And so your body recognizes that there's a glut of these spikes in this area of your body. And so it's something that your body hasn't seen before. It doesn't recognize it. So it sends in an immune response. And then guess what? When COVID or similar, viruses that are using an mRNA vaccine come in, they know how to recognize it without ever having been introduced to it before. They just recognize the spikes and they can tear apart and disable that virus to make it so that it's ineffective.
Yeah, it's just making your body more aware and honestly just a better soldier to fight off diseases. And getting the vaccine does not make you sick. It doesn't now make you have the disease.
Yeah, and speaking of those, the ones that people say, oh, well, you're getting a deadened or weakened form of the virus. Now, that is no longer common practice. It's very rare that you're getting that. But let's say that that's the case. Your body is more well equipped to be able to fight that off than it is the full virus itself. So again, that's a trade-off you have to consider. That are you really going to deal with the full virus and get the full-fledged version of it and it's able to proliferate in your body before you get an immune response? Or do you offer your body the tools to fight it before you ever get to actually see it? Food for thought. I'll get off my soapbox on that. I know that this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but it's something I care deeply about because it affects everybody. And I think that it's important. And when it comes to, the changes with the US vaccination schedule, which is something for new parents to look into, they're changing the vaccination schedule and they're spreading it out widely. And
it's going against what the actual recommendations were put into place. Like, this is something you really need to look out for, and these changes are happening widespread and it's not good.
Yeah, and I think that if you're worried about, overloading your child with these vaccinations, you can definitely, spread them out if that's something that worries you, but don't spread them out years. Don't spread them out the way that they're currently recommending. It's dangerous for your child's life. And
yes. And also, if you do have any questions, any fears, anything like that, reach out to your doctor. Talk to a professional. Don't talk to a friend. Don't look to Facebook. Don't talk to that aunt who was a nurse 70 years ago and they know everything. Actually talk to someone who is up to date on the recommendations, on their medical background, because physicians do have to continue their studies yearly, I believe. So that way they are most up to date. Yeah,
and truly, if you are a concerned parent, get multiple opinions and do your research. We have the wealth of knowledge available at our fingertips every day. You have so many ways to be able to figure this out and do what's right for you and your family. And I understand that everybody has a choice, but try to make the right choice in caring for everybody.
Okay, now we're off our soapbox.
All right, now we're moving on to U.S. news. So there's been a compromise to end the government shutdown, which has been the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, which is advancing in the Senate, which is breaking a weeks-long stalemate that had wide everyday impacts. The shutdown, which has gone for now over 40 days, disrupted food assistance for millions of Americans, left hundreds of thousands of federal employees unpaid, and even snarled air travel due to understaffed air traffic controls. The Senate's bill would temporarily fund government agencies through January and block President Trump's attempts to fire federal workers until then. It now heads to the House, where leaders aim to pass it quickly so government operations, from national parks to benefit programs, can resume. For many Americans, an end to the shutdown means a return of paychecks, available services, and some relief after weeks of uncertainty. I know that there's a ton of Democrats that are splitting on this issue, very upset right now, because it basically resulted in a big fat nothing sandwich. There was this huge disruption from holding firm on their position to try to get back the ACA credits. And realistically, they're going off of a promise and a handshake, which we know means nothing from the Republican Party.
Yeah, it's very upsetting to see that for 40 days, a lot of people's lives were disrupted. People were basically having an issue getting their food with their SNAP benefits, and all of that to still not even get what they were promising. So to have it where everyone's healthcare is most likely still going to go up. And I think a big thing that people really need to look at, despite the fact of the representatives trying to come to the table and come to a compromise, I do think it really is upsetting the fact that the administration is perfectly fine having the citizens suffer and starve to get their way. And for me, if that's not treason, I don't know what is. I don't know if you're having it where you are purposefully harming your citizens just so that way you can get your way. And this is all, it all comes down to money. And to have it where Democrats and Republicans can still sit there and push this off for months, and to have a conversation that still results in millions of people suffering. It is like so many people need to lose their jobs.
No, I mean, I totally agree. I think that, I mean, the Congress, as we know, as of right now, is feckless. It's giving way completely to Trump and his cronies. And I think that, there's a lot of Democrats that are also secretly on board with this. And it's all political theater. It's trying to claw back some of those people who were laid off during this time to restore them, which is a positive thing. And I think that people getting access to their benefits and things like that are also positive. But ultimately, this was a battle over healthcare. And essentially, losing the credits is going to make it so that people's healthcare is going to skyrocket. And that's going to cost you a lot more in general. And so we're going to see people losing their coverage. And we're going to see a lot of people suffering and health premiums en masse skyrocket. And so it's just very disappointing. I think that, with the wins that came from the elections, there was momentum, and they could have brought the Republicans to the table, but instead they just gave up.
Yes, and I think two things that are honestly really upsetting with that is just highlighting who the Democrats were that came to the table. So to have it, I want to say it was maybe 8 people, but basically they were all older Democrats who were not up for re-election. Mm-hmm. So for them, they had no skin in the game. It did not matter whether or not people liked them because they were not going to run again. So to see so many people band with more Democrats to kind of have this blue wave of cool, we're going in the right direction, we're going to change. And then to still see the older Democrats basically just give up. And it's well, it's not my fight, I don't care. And just give in to whatever the Republicans want, despite the fact that it's harming people. And a little bit of a side note, the SNAP benefits did not have to be affected. They were fully funded. So for them to withhold them and also at a certain point try to cut that money in half, you can't cut a person's food in half. That was a choice, an active choice.
And doing so knowing that there's a lot of archaic systems that wouldn't allow for that change to happen timely, that was all intentional.
Yeah.
And going back to the age and the idea of these Democrats who did, side with the Republicans on this, essentially, what I think, and this is an opinion, this isn't, the news, but I think that, the leadership knew what was coming. I think the leadership is working behind the closed doors with the Trump administration. And I think that we need to wake up to the political theater that's going on, because that's all it is. They're putting on a show for you to make it seem like they're doing something, and they're not. They're all again, on the same side. When it comes down to it, it's the haves and the have-nots. And guess what? You're a lot closer to being the have-not than you are the haves. If you are not born into millions of dollars, the chances of you getting there are very slim. And it's so much easier for you to become a millionaire than it would be a billionaire, but then it's even easier for you to become impoverished instead of gaining that money. So remember who you're siding with. Remember who you're giving way to with all of this.
Absolutely.
Okay, so in that same vein, the shutdown fallout hit low-income families especially hard as funding lapsed for SNAP. SNAP, that feeds 42 million Americans. Court battles have raged over whether the Trump administration must fully fund SNAP during the shutdown, but a federal judge ordered the government to spend $4 billion to keep benefits flowing, and an appellate court upheld that order, but the administration is appealing to the Supreme Court. So in the meantime, millions of Americans have seen their food aid cut or delayed. Many have had to turn to strained food pantries and even skip medications to afford groceries, highlighting how critical these benefits are. Community groups and schools nationwide are scrambling to donate food so children and families don't go hungry. This story is important because it shows how political gridlock directly affects daily nutrition and survival for some of the most vulnerable Americans. And I know that it's SNAP benefits being delayed. It's going to hurt people, not just now, because if you miss it just once, that can put you behind for weeks. It can put you behind for months. On our blog, you'll see that I'm posting how to make a Thanksgiving meal for 5 to 7 people under $100. It's a little something that I can do to try to help out from the distance here. And if you have any excess funds that you are able to donate directly, a lot of food pantries would actually prefer cash donations as they get discounts when it comes to buying food. So your same money can go a lot further. Or reach out to those who are on SNAP benefits and offer to share a meal with them. This is a time where community matters most. And you will see more and more, I think, that communities should be banding together instead of falling apart.
And you are seeing that with different organizations that are coming through and pretty much trying to band together so that way people are able to get food. But I think it does highlight ultimately how disgusting it is, the fact that judges have to go and tell the administration, hey, you need to feed these people. And they're, no, we don't want to. That should not be a thing. And a lot of people need to wake up. Voted for him, not voted for him. This administration is grossly misusing their power, and they should not be allowed to do that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be at the cost of people's lives. And that is indicative of what is to come with how easily they can turn, people who are starving away. I think, when it comes to wartime, we're going to see a lot more devastating effects in America.
I do honestly feel like we're getting closer and closer to a let them eat cake kind of moment.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if everybody's seen this, but Peter Hegseth announced that the Department of War is shifting from selling guns to effectively getting ready to use them in battle and living up to the namesake per his words. So these are all things that I think need to be brought to people's attention. Pay attention, stay vigilant as to what's happening, because the moment that war breaks out, we lose a lot of rights if they decide to invoke, the Insurrection Act from inside or martial law. And these are all terrifying things. So just be vigilant. In a significant health policy update, the FDA announced it will remove the strict black box warning for hormone replacement therapies for menopause. This warning, in place for over 20 years, had cautioned the risk of cancer, heart disease, and dementia, which scared many women and doctors away from using hormone treatments. The FDA's review of scientific evidence found that the risks were overstated, and the officials say the old label may have done more harm than good by denying women relief from several menopause symptoms. Medical experts, including the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, welcomed the move, noting that the fear of the warning had made an effective treatment inaccessible for many women. Going forward, millions of women experiencing menopause could find it easier to get therapy for hot flashes and other symptoms, improving quality of life. It's an important shift because it corrects outdated information and empowers women to make treatment decisions without undue fear. So I think that that's, a good thing. I've seen a positive reaction from a lot of, OBGYNs, and it's something that gives women a little bit more autonomy without scare tactics. And I think we need more of that in this day and age.
Well, that's good, especially if hormone treatments were a really good option to fight just honestly the imbalance that's happening when you do go through menopause, and having it where more women were not able to use it due to just fear of what's going to happen. With being a woman, you have so many things with hormones happening to your body anyway. So once you kind of get to the age of having menopause, it's nice to be able to kind of get your body back and not have it where it's going to be fighting you.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so that was it for our, serious news topics. We're going to move on to some lighter, uplifting stories. In Colorado, a veteran named Hank Ford is crediting his service dog, Tommy, with literally saving his life. One February morning, Tommy woke up Hank by barking, pawing, and nudging his chest, behavior which was out of the ordinary for the calm dog. Hank drove to the hospital and discovered he was in acute atrial fibrillation, which is a dangerously high heart rate. And doctors said that if Tommy hadn't woken him, Hank would have likely had suffered a massive stroke in his sleep. So after treatment, Hank is doing well, and he calls Tommy his hero. This is this heartwarming story shows the real-life impact of service animals. So Tommy's loyalty and quick actions gave his owner a second chance at life. And that touches me a little bit too, because my first dog was named Tommy. So that's sweet. I'd love to hear that.
Another good boy, Tommy. That is so sweet. And it's a great uplifting story. And honestly, service animals are so kind of freaky to me. The fact that that they were able to train this dog to be able to see and I guess hear that his owner was basically about to have a stroke.
Yeah. Well, there's subtle things that animals are able to pick up on that we can't. There's dogs that can smell cancer, and there's certain animals they found that I believe it's dogs and cats can smell death before it comes. So they'll go and lay with you before you go, so you're not alone.
Oh my God. That is morbid, but also so sweet that they just want to comfort you right before you go.
Well, a nice thing too is I heard that that having cats. This is more folklore, I think, but the cats will actually absorb any illnesses you have and prevent you from passing, and they themselves will take it on, and.
That's why they have 9 lives.
That's still a sweet thing that they're willing to sacrifice themselves for you.
Pets are so sweet. If you have a dog or cat at home, give them good pets. We don't deserve them.
Yeah, we really don't deserve pets. Anyway, our next story in Good Feels is a small town restaurant in Boulder City, Nevada, has turned kindness into action during the recent government shutdown. The Southwest Diner started offering free breakfast, lunch, and dinner to local children as soon as the shutdown halted many federal programs. The diner's owner, Cindy Ford, felt it was totally unfair that kids were going hungry because of a political standoff. So she opened her doors to any family in need. In just a few days, the diner started serving dozens of free meals, from pancakes to chicken fingers, ensuring children had full bellies even when their parents face financial uncertainty. The owner says the community has supported her business for 33 years. Now it was her turn to support the community. The feel-good story of neighbors helping neighbors highlights how, in tough times, grassroots generosity can make a difference in daily life. I also saw in Fresno that there was, Fresno's my hometown. There's a barbecue place that's offering Thanksgiving meals. Normally, they sell them, but they're going to be giving them away for free. And so you see people really trying to help, and nobody deserves to be hungry.
No, and honestly, it's sweet and touching to see where the people who are able to help are stepping up and saying, okay, how can I help my neighbor? For these people who have the resources of owning restaurants and being able to take on feeding more people just for the sake of knowing that no one should go hungry is so heartwarming. And honestly, like, that's more what we need. Just more people reaching out to their neighbor, more people just seeing, okay, what can I do to help, and stepping up and actually helping.
Yeah,
I think we're low-key crying.
Yeah, I think, open your hearts and good will come. I think that we need to have a lot more of that love and generosity globally. And so for our last feel-good story, almost 10 years ago, twin sisters Jamie and Amy were born joined at the torso and given slim odds of survival. Today, these once-conjoined twins from Texas are not only healthy, they're high school cheerleaders completing at a state championship. A decade ago, doctors performed a 12-hour surgery to separate the girls, and the community rallied to support their long recovery. Now, the sisters are defying expectations. They can walk, run, and dance with their cheer squad, inspiring everyone around. Their parents and coaches describe them as vibrant and determined. This uplifting story shows the power of medical breakthrough and human resilience. Jamie and Amy's journey from a life-threatening condition to the cheerleading stage is giving hope to other families and proving that even the most daunting challenges can be overcome with support and perseverance. I think that that's wonderful. That goes to show that advances in the medical field are so important and necessary to help people achieve. With the advent of AI, we're going to see these medical procedures get more and more refined. Yes, right now it is clunky. I don't think that AI is super reliable, but we've seen the advances it's made in such a short time. And I think, once it's applied medically and we're able to run all of these different scenarios and not just not just rely on a single doctor's opinion, but be able to run it through a database. And now, of course, we need a human touch. We need to be able to fully understand. But I think, there's so many doctors out there that are so dismissive of patients that being able to have something like an AI to help with diagnoses that doctors otherwise may have not thought of, or say it's a surgery that is, takes 10, 12 hours. If we're able to automate that somehow and reduce the human fatigue factor of surgery, these are all things that could definitely help people. So
Absolutely. The medical field is completely bogged down. Like, you see doctors that are seeing like 50, 60 patients a day.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, people don't get the quality of care that they should, because a lot of it is just in a turn it and burn it kind of way. So honestly, that is something that could expand the access to good medicine, or at least good information for people to use this, get an opinion, and not have to wait hours in an emergency room.
Yeah. And so, congratulations, Jamie and Amy, on your success. And I hope that you have a wonderfully long and successful life. And now that was our current events segment. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Taylor, for joining me.
So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And next up, we have our game. So hang tight. All right. And welcome back to everybody's favorite segment, Game Time. So we're going to throw this over to our host of this segment, the phantom voice in the studio. Everybody knows her. Most of you love her. It's Taylor.
First of all, everyone loves me.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
And I do have a fun game for you this week. So this week we're going to play What Am I? Thailand edition.
Okay, that sounds fun.
So I'll give you a riddle or set of clues about something we talked about today. Could be an animal, object, or concept from Thailand.
Okay.
And let's see if you guess it.
All right. That sounds like fun. Let's get started.
All right. Riddle number 1. I am a massive gray animal, Thailand's national symbol. In the old days, I marched into battle carrying canes. I'm gentle but strong, and I never forget. What am I?
Ooh, it's got to be so difficult. That I think that's pretty easy. Let's go with elephant, the Thai elephant.
That is correct.
Woo! I knew it.
I started you out with such a hard one.
I know. Thanks for not going easy on me.
All right, let's move on to riddle number 2. I'm a delicious Thai creation, often found sizzling in a wok. I've got noodles, peanuts, a tangy tamarind sauce, and I'm garnished with lime. Tourists can't get enough of me. I'm practically the taste of Thailand.
Ooh, that's got to be so difficult, but I think it's one of my favorite dishes ever. Pad Thai.
Yes, all right. I got kind of with new phrases for every time you get it right. All right, moving on to rule number 3.
I mean, if you're coming up with new phrases every time I get it right, you're gonna have to come up with a million new phrases just because this noggin. It's smart.
Well, thank you for keeping me on my toes, but I don't know, maybe just 1 or 2 new ones. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, riddle number 3. Every April, I come around to drench the towns. I'm a festival, but I'm not about fire. I'm all about water. When I arrive, nobody stays dry. People armed with squirt guns and buckets hit the street to celebrate the new year. Which time festival am I?
Oof, I know this one. It was a fun name because, in my mind, for some reason, I read it as Song Crane, but I think it's Songkran.
Ding, ding, ding! That noggin is put.
Yeah, I love little mnemonic devices that help you to remember stuff. That was one I was just like, oh, that's a cool name. So that's, yeah. I forgot the name of it, but it's the national anthem, right?
That's correct. The Thai national anthem, to be specific. But yeah, you got it.
Awesome. Was there a name to that, or is that just?
Yes, there is a name, so do not bash my pronunciation. It is the Fleng Chat Thai.
Ah, gotcha. Awesome. See, all I do is win, no matter what.
All right, Mr. Smarty Pants. Last one for riddle number 5.
Let's see can I go for a clean sweep?
Let's see if I'll stump you on this last one. Locals call me Bung Thap for short. I'm a capital city known for tuk-tuks, temples, and traffic. My full name is super long, which in fact, the longest in sea line.
Oh. It was the capital, right? Bangkok.
And we have a clean sweep.
Awesome. Thank you. For those of you playing along, I hope you guys got them right as well. I hope that we did a good job in informing you what life is like and, different things in Thailand. I do apologize for any lower energy today. I am a little under the weather, just getting over it. So I apologize if I sound a little deeper than usual. All right, that was our game. So I wonder how you guys did. I hope that you guys won just as much as I did. Put down in the comments how you guys did, and we'll see who's got the best scores, right? You can't beat mine. It was a perfect score. So that brings us to the end of our episode of New Country, Same Us. We loved sharing Thailand with you, its geography, culture, quirky facts, as well as sharing more serious stuff about what's shaping our world this week. So we hope you found our show both informative and enjoyable. If Thailand is on your travel or move list, maybe start learning a few Thai phrases. A little sawas di ka, or krub, hello, or kap kun, thank you. It can go a long way in the land of smiles. And remember, even when there's dark news out there, there's a lot of light that can help to elevate beyond it. So we invite you to join us every week where we'll try to add a little bit more light into your life. In the meantime, please like, follow, share, as it helps us to get our message to more people, and it also helps us to grow our channel. And if you're not subscribed already, please do so. So thank you again for joining us. And you can find us streaming on all platforms, YouTube and Facebook. And for more information on our company, check out elsewhere-co.com. And again, I'm your host, Brandon. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
One day I was a Christmas tree. One day I was a door. And then I was a cat, and then I turned into a stick. Then I was a baby. Then I was out of my mom's belly, and then I grown into a big head, and I'm almost 5. It's my birthday in January.